So this is what we have created with the help of HTML and CSS. This is the large screen Facebook homepage clone, and this is the home screen, small screen mobile version Facebook homepage clone. Hey friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to build this Facebook homepage clone using HTML and CSS, right? And let me introduce myself first. Myself, Mohammad Rizwan Khan, and I'm currently working as a software engineer at Paytm. So I have also created a crash course about HTML and CSS in my YouTube channel. So here you can go to the youtube.com and you can search Rizwan Khan HTML CSS. So here you can learn all second video, see HTML and CSS basic and advanced tutorial. Here you can learn all possible HTML and CSS related concept in just 1 hour 30 minutes. So if you're already familiar with HTML and CSS, then don't forget to share this video with your friends, right? So let me close this. You can find the link of this video in the description of this video as well, right? So I have done my observation with this design, right? And I'm going to show you my observation as well. So if you see, I have created a wireframe as well. So here is a wireframe for the design of Facebook homepage. So I have split it in two parts. The first one is the large screen, and the second one you can see this is for the mobile screen, right? So we are gonna build both the versions, so large screen as well as responsive design. So if you go to the home page, if you inspect this element, you can see the small screen mobile version as well, but it loads in different URL, right? So you click on this toggle device toolbar menu and reload your page, then only you can see the mobile version of it. So this is the mobile version of this design, right? So here we are going to build both the version of this Facebook homepage. Let me go back to the design wireframe. So here, if you observe the large screen, so assume this is our large screen, and within this screen we have a container. This container is horizontally centered, right? So this is the container, and the width of this container is almost 980 pixel over here, and it has a padding from the top around 72 pixel in the larger screen, and from the bottom 112 pixel. A Facebook logo in the center of this container, right? It has a padding again 112 pixel, and the height of the Facebook logo is 106 pixels. So everything is based on my observation. I have inspected that homepage thoroughly and observed this thing. It has a Facebook code, and on the right side it has this cart container, right? And the width of this cart is in the largest screen is almost 396 pixel, and these are the input boxes with buttons. On the right side, you see there is a responsive version of the same design, the wireframe. Here we have a strip that gives a message. You can download this Facebook for Android as well. And then there is a Facebook logo, and then there is this form again, right? And then a create page option, and then footer, right? So we will try to build exactly similar, right? Let me close this screen because we have done with observation, right? So let's close this and let's go to the original page again, and let's reverse this toggle menu, and also let's remove this m dot so it will load for the largest screen, right? So this is our largest screen design. If you inspect this design, observe and inspect before actually start creating the things. So you see there is the some space, and if you observe, this is the container, right? Centered container, and it has a some space from the top as well as some space from the bottom, right? And then there is a logo, and if you see, this logo is SVG image, and it has a lot of space around it, right? So we have to manage that space as well by using negative margin. And then on the left side, on the right side, we have this form again with some spacing around it and input box. If you click on this, right, if you click on this, we see there is an blue outline, so that's basically on focus. And again, you see there is a effect that's on focus, right? So we will try to build exactly similar like this for both the larger screen as well as for the smaller screen. And you need to collect some resource from the page itself. So I don't have this Facebook logo, so we can collect this logo from this page also. Here you can just inspect over this, and here you see this is an img tag. You can find the image of this, right? So here image with an src, just click on this and you can get the http url of that image, that svg file, right? Let's copy this and let me paste in my text editor. So I have created a folder, an empty folder. That's a Facebook clone folder, right? So here I'm going to create my first file. That's index.html, right? Next, what I'm going to do, I will simply create an HTML template. So this is a basic template for our design. And here I will simply add Facebook as a title, and I will create a comment and I will add my logo, right? So this logo will be here. We can pick it from here. Save. I will create a new file as well for the styling part. So we'll say simply style.css, and here we'll add our all the styles, and we need to connect this style sheet with our HTML document. So we'll simply create a link reference with the attribute style sheet, and href will be style.css. Save this. Now our style sheet also connected. I'm going to create one more folder for our resource. I will give it a name, assets. So here in this folder we will store all the required images. So if you go Facebook page, you observe there is no additional icons, I believe. But if you go for the mobile version and let's reload this page, then you can see there is an icon that's a mobile icon. So here we will keep this icon in our assets folder. Okay, let's reload this again. Let's create first the larger screen, right? Also, if you see, okay, let's remove this thing and also remove this. Here, let's reload. Now let's notice the fonts. So here, this is a font, right? I tried to find this font, but this is not an open source font, not available in the Google Fonts family. So I have found a similar font that's open sans. You can simply go to the fonts.google.com and you can get that font as well. So here we're gonna say, fonts. Let's search for open sans, and here we got our font open sans. Let's click on this and let's add all possible fonts. So here we have different version of this font. Light 300, let's add that, and regular 400, and medium 500, and semi-bold 600. I'm taking all the regular fonts, not the semi-bold, not the italic and other version. Okay, so bolds, let's collect the 700 as well. So with this, we have got this link. We can add this link in our HTML document, and we can make use of fonts, right? So this font we have added. Let's give it a space, save this thing, and let's go to the style.css file again. And here we're going to add that font. So we'll add the font for the body. So it will apply font for all the elements which will be inside the body, right? So simply go and on the right side you see scroll, and there is the option font family. So this is the name of the font. I will simply pick that font, copy and paste over here. So now every element will have this font open sans, right? And let's save this. Also, I'm gonna specify the default font size for every element. So that is going to be for us like 14 pixel. Save. Now this is our index.html file. Now we're gonna add some content to see it is working or not. We simply add an hello world, and let's save this. Let's open this in your Explorer. I will open my Finder and just double click on it. And here you see we have got our hello world, and the font family is also applied. So if you see, inspect and see the font family, then you can see the font family we have given it. That's open sans, right? Body font, it has an open sans. So the font is getting inherit from the body. So the font family is applied, right? But it has a lot of space around it, right? If you see this around this text, I don't want that additional space for any element in my document. So I will simply remove that by using an universal selector. And I've discussed about all types of CSS selector in my HTML CSS crash course. So if you want, you can watch that. Here I'm gonna give it a margin 0 and padding. Sorry, it's not right. Simply say padding 0, and then this will apply this margin 0 and padding 0 for all the elements available in the HTML document. Right? Let's go and reload the stuff, and you see the additional space got removed. Right? So this is great. Now we are going to create a container to hold this design, right? So if you notice carefully, this container has a background color, and this body has a background color of white. So if you see this footer part, that has a background color of white. That's not the footer color. Actually, that's a body color. I have observed that in this design, right? So this container has a background color, but the whole body has a background of white color. So I'll simply give a background color white, and that is by default also white, so you can skip that part as well. Next, we are going to create this container for our design. So we'll simply just do this and create this design for the large screen first. So I will add the container. We'll simply remove this h1. Now let's add a container to hold this Facebook logo and codes, and as well as this login form, right? So we are going to create a container for our design. We'll simply say container, and here the spelling is incorrect. That's a container. Let's copy this class, save, and let's go to the style sheet and use this class container. And we are going to say the background color of this container. Actually, the background color is F0, F2, and F5. That's actually hash. That's a hex code. Background color this, and here we're going to say padding from padding top. That's a 72 pixel, and padding from bottom. That's 112 pixel. Save this and let's go and check your design. So here you see we have got this much of padding. It has no content. Let's add a content. Here we're gonna say let's say hello world, save, and let's reload. You can see the hello world is coming here. So it has a top padding 72 pixel and bottom padding 112 pixel. Okay, now we are going to create the inner content for to hold the logo and form. So we'll simply say div content, and within this content we'll add some design as well. We'll simply say content, and we're going to give it a width around 980 pixels, and uh, and background color, that's background color will be fine. So we'll give just 980 pixel. Save. I will give a border so you can observe the design. Simply say border 1 pixel solid black. Save. Now to observe the design, I will simply add again a simple hello world text. Save, and let's go and reload. So you can see this container has a width of 980 pixel, and we have a text inside it, right? Now I want this container, this content container needs to be in the center, right? So I'll simply go to the style sheet, and here we're gonna say margin, that's from top and bottom 20 pixel, and left right auto. Save, let's go and reload, and you can see now this content is in the center as per our design. Let's remove this border because that was just for the show purpose. Here we are going to reload. We got our hello world as it is. We are going to remove this hello world, and we are going to add two more div, one for the logo and codes, and another one is for the form. So we'll simply say f hyphen we'll say left hyphen content. So here we're going to hold our logo. We'll say simply div with class f hyphen logo, and within this we'll use an img tag, and here inside the src we are going to give this http so we can load our svg image, right? Let's copy this and paste over here. Also give an alt for the backup support. Let's say your image is not getting loaded, so at least it can show Facebook. Save, and let's reload, and here you can see we have got our logo, right? The next thing after this logo, we have to add a code as well. So for that code, instead of using div, I will use an h2 tag, and here we are going to pick the text that is Facebook like, copy and paste over, and I'm gonna give it a class f hyphen logo, sorry, code, Facebook code, right? Save, and let's reload the content. And you see we have got our Facebook helps you connect, share, and all those things, right? Now what we need to do, first we need to fix this Facebook logo. So we'll simply copy this class f logo, and let's go over here style sheet, and let's put our class. Within this class we have a direct children, that's an image, and here we're going to give it a height of 106 pixels, exactly as per Facebook. So here we have got the perfect size of our logo, but as I've told you, this image has a lot of space around it, and because of that this is not aligned with the Facebook text, right? With this text. So what we have to do, we have to give a negative margin, right? So we simply say margin negative 28 pixel, so that will help us to align this logo with the text. Reload, and now you can see there is a negative margin, and this is exactly with the same size. Next, with our design, we have to fix this. We have to figure out the font size. So I believe The font size is now 28 pixel, and there's a font weight as well. So we'll go and we'll say f hyphen code, and here we'll say font size 28 pixel and font weight, that's 500. And font family we don't need to add. Color we can add, let's say a color that is uh, lighter than black, exact black. So here we go and reload this, and see this is a bit similar to the existing Facebook, right? But this is going a little out of our container because this is taking so much space. So we have to restrict this text to some width. I'm gonna simply go and check this left content, right? We'll copy this and use this left content. And here we're gonna say width of 580 pixel. Okay, let's go and reload, and you see that's over here. And you can even decrease this less if you want, but you can apply the padding from right, let's say 32 pixel. And also, if whenever we are using padding, then it's important to use box sizing if you want to preserve the width of the container, right? That's a border box. Save, reload, and this is kind of the expectation. Now on the right side, we're going to have a form, right? Let's go to the index.html, and like this left content, we are going to create a container with the right content. And within this, we are going to add a form, and within this form, or not the form, let's first create a card with a class card, and within this we are going to add a form, and obviously we are not doing any action. So here in this form we'll add our inputs. Let's create this card. Let's go and use the card. We'll simply say card, a background color that is going to be white, and we are going to add some text so we can see something, right? Again, my favorite text, hello world. Save, and let's reload, and you can see this white card is coming, but we have to apply some box shadow to make it exactly look like a card, as well as some border radius and width, right? So here we go, style.css, and here we're going to say width. That's with my observation, that's 396 pixel, and it has a border radius of around 10 pixel, and box hyphen shadow. So the shadow from within the x-axis 0, y-axis 0, with a spread of let's say around 5 pixel, and radius let's say 10 pixel, and gray color. I am not sure how it is going to look, but we can manipulate that design. So this is coming like this. Let's go and inspect this, and we can use the developer tool to fix that, right? So we'll focus on the card, and here is our box shadow on the right side. We can go and change this to make it look better. So we'll go and decrease this radius to, or even you can go to the negative if you want. And here you see you can increase this. So this is looking better. Let's copy this and paste over here. Even if you want, you can copy the exact Facebook box shadow card. That is up to you. So here we have got our card. The next thing, these content needs to be side by side. So one side the Facebook, and on the another side this card is going to be there, right? So we are going to fix that too. So this is our content, right? Let's copy this content, and within this content we have this left content, right, and this right content. So basically within the content we have two divs, and that's it. We don't want any more than that. So we'll simply go and we'll say where is our content class. Here we have content. We'll simply use this content. Within this content we have a direct children, that's a div, and here we're going to say display, that's inline block. Save, and let's reload, and you see this is our card on the right side. Next thing, we are going to add some design on our card, so we can fix we can add some input so we can fix the design as well. So let's open the right content, and here in this form I will simply add a div with a class input container, and here we are going to add an input with type text placeholder, that's email address or phone number, right? Let's copy this input again, copy and paste here. And yeah, so yeah, let's remove this type text. It's because it's a password, and here we are gonna say password. Okay, cool. So we have got our password, two input boxes. Let's reload, and we have got our input boxes. Now it's time to make it look really good. Okay, so let's copy this input container class. Let's go to the style.css file, and here we're going to use our class, and it has a direct children, that's input. And here we're going to say a width of 100%, height, we don't need height, we'll simply say padding, so it will automatically create some space. So padding from top and bottom 14 pixel. And again, if you don't know how to do the spacing and all those things, I have a crash course on my YouTube channel, that's HTML and CSS video. Go and watch that. From left right, that's a 16 pixel. I don't want any outline when I will focus on my input, so I will simply say outline none. And I also don't want any default border, so I will say border none, right? Save, and let's go and let's reload. So this is how it is looking, right? So as I've given a padding of 14 by 16, right? And this is what making it go out of our card container, right? So we have discussed in our HTML CSS tutorial, if you, whenever you use padding, that creates additional space, right? And if you want to avoid that behavior, simply use box sizing, border box, save, and let's reload. Now it is exactly in the same size, and we are going to apply some border, and we'll give some padding to the card itself. Okay, so we'll go and give a padding to the card. We'll simply say padding from top and bottom, 5 pixel, from left right 10 pixel. Save, let's go and reload. And because of that padding, again the size got increased. We are going to say box hyphen sizing, that's a border box. Save, reload. Now it is in the perfect place. Now it's time to fix, it's time to find out what's the border color Facebook has used for the input. Let's go and find out that color. So this is the one, copy, and here we're going to say input border, that's this one. We can remove this one too. Save, and let's go and reload. Not this one, but this one. So here we have got our border, right? But here the problem is we need to apply the border radius as well. Simply say border hyphen radius, not the 6 pixel, and it's going to have a margin from top and bottom. Let's say 10 pixel, from left right 0. Reload, and this is much better than the previous, right? But here I can see, observe the spacing is larger than what I have given, right? So I will try to give it a padding of exactly 10 pixel from all sides, and let's see how it is gonna work. And 10 pixel is actually, so it's actually from top and bottom 10 pixel, left right 15 pixel, right? Because the left is lesser than what I have thought. Now it is looking better, closer to our design, right? Now with that, as we have already given the spacing from the card, we have to decrease a margin around the input, right? So here we have a margin of 10 pixel from top and bottom. We'll simply say let's give it a 5 pixel. Save and reload, and now it is exactly what I was expecting. Another thing, when I will focus on this input, I want to add some outline color. So we'll simply go and say input color, input, just copy this, and here paste. So this is going to be happen on hover, and here we're going to say border, that is, again I don't know which color is that, or I believe that's a Facebook color, logo color, what the Facebook logo color is that. And that's on the state of hover. Oh, that's our design actually, we have to check this one. So here we see on focus, click on this hover option, click on this focus option, and you see on focus, the thing is already selected. Now we can find the exact color. So this is the border color used for that. So let's copy this, and let's go and use that one. We'll simply say border 1 pixel solid, this color. Save this, and let's go and check our design. focus, and it is looking like this. But that's not on hover actually, that's actually on focus. So simply say focus, and let's reload, and now it is coming on the focus. Even if you remove your mouse, it will be there, right? And there is a box shadow of this one. Let's copy this too. Copy and paste box shadow, save, and let's see how it is gonna look. So kind of like we have achieved what we wanted to achieve. Right now we have to fix the font size as well. So let's go and give it a font size around 17 pixel. Let's reload and let's try. Yeah, looking better, right? And yeah, cool. So this is kind of like almost similar. Next we want to add this button as well, login button. So here we go, and also here I have given a styling to the input, and there may be a different types of input, so it's better to use an attribute, right? Because we don't want to apply same style on the any direct children of the input container, right? So we'll simply say type, that is going to be the text, and also let's copy this selector and paste over here, and within this we'll simply say password, copy, and that's all. Save, and on the focus let's repeat this thing and paste over here. Okay, and here we're going to say focus, and here also we're going to say, so both the selectors, like specifically selected select inputs, not everyone. Okay, let's reload and try our functionality is working as it is. Now next we need to create a button as well. So within the form we are going to add a login button. So here we have a div. Inside this we'll create a div with a class of login, or just a div, just to have a block level element, and then wrap our block level element with the button. We'll simply say login hyphen begin, and here we're going to add login. Save this, also give it a class login begin container. Save, and let's use this first, this login button class, to design the button. Let's go to the style.css, and here we're going to say login button, and it has a background color, right? So background color is exactly this one. Copy and paste over here. The color of this button will be white, and border hyphen radius, that is going to be 6 pixel. Also the width is going to be 100%, and font size is going to be 17 pixel. Save, font weight also apply like 500. Save, and let's reload the stuff, and see it is looking really bad. We have to fix the border. We'll say border, I don't want any default border. We'll say border, that's none, and now better. Also need to apply some spacing around it, so we'll simply say box hyphen sizing, that's a border box. So we can apply the padding. We say padding from 14 pixel and 16 pixel. Save and reload, and here it is looking like this. Now it's time to have some space for it. We'll say margin from top and bottom 10 pixel, from left right 0. Reload and kind of try to compare this, looking nice, right? So here we have to add this font weight, increase this font weight. We say 600, and also need to, looks like we need to increase the font size 10 pixel. Okay, like looks better. Go and compare the design. Yeah, looks fine to me. So here we have exact similar button with a login option. Next, what we need to do, we need to add this forgotten password text, right? That's an again an anchor tag, that's a link. If you click on that, then it will navigate to you another page. So we are done with our form. Next, we're going to add a div out of the form. Here we're going to add an anchor tag with hash, and here we're going to say forgotten password, and let's give it a class. Here we're going to say forgotten hyphen password. Save this, use this forgotten password class and apply the design. So here we are gonna say forgotten password text class, and it has a div children. That's an anchor tag. And here we are gonna say font weight, that's a 600, and font hyphen size, that's a 14 pixel, and font color, we are now going to apply the color, so it's going to be the same color. Let's copy and paste over here, save, and let's reload the stuff, and we see we got this forgotten password, but it is not in the center, right? And what we have to do, also we need to have some spacing around it. So if you want to apply margin and all the padding stuff, then you have to make this thing a block level element. So it's better to make it an inline block, so it will have both the inline as well as block level feature. Now we can use a margin from top and bottom, 20 pixel, from left right 0, save, reload. Now let's try to make this thing center using the text alignment. So we'll say text hyphen align, that's the center. Let's go and reload, and isn't working. It's because of display inline block. So if you give display inline block, then your text align center will not work. What you have to do, you have to use your block level element and apply the text align center, so it will apply the center to all the children element. So here we give text line, sorry, here we go and say dot forgotten password, and here we're gonna say text hyphen align, that's the center. Save, let's reload, and now our forgotten password is in the center. But there is an underlined text, and I don't want that underlined text as well. So we'll simply go and we'll say text hyphen decoration, that's none. Okay, and let's reload, and you see there is no text decoration, and that looks fine to me. With a question mark, there is a question mark as well. Here we go, and let's add a question mark. Let's save this. Let's go to the style.css file, and here it is, right? Next thing, what we have to do, on hover, we see this design. On hover, there is underlined text, right? So on hover, we will show the underlined text. So let's simply copy this thing and paste over here. And on hover, we are using the pseudo class. And here we're gonna say color, or it's actually a text decoration. So we'll say text hyphen decoration, that's underlined. Save, let's reload, and you see now there is an underlined text working nicely, right? Next, what we have a divider. So you can use an hr tag, or you can use a div to create the divider. So my choice, I'm going to use a divider. I'm going to create a divider by div tag. You say class divider, save, use this class to create the divider. Okay, so here we're going to say divider, and here we're going to say width, that's 100%, and height, let's say 1 pixel, and the background color, save. So we are going with this color, d2 d2 d2, save, and let's reload, and now it is better than what I thought. So this looks fine. Next is we need to add a create new button as well. So we'll go to the HTML and we'll create a create new button. So that is our navigation again. That looks like a button. Now next we are going to add this create new button, right? So that looks like a button, but that is again an anchor tag. So we'll create a div, and here we'll say class, or you can avoid that and you can simply say anchor tag hr hash, and here you can say create new count, and let's add a class over here. We'll simply say create new count. So let's copy this class, save, let's go to the style sheet, and here we'll say first thing we'll fix, that's a display, that's inline block, right? Now we're gonna see the background color of that is going to be, I don't know. Let's hover on this and find out the background color. Let's remove this thing, and here we're gonna see the background color is going to be this one. Copy and paste over here. So this is the background color, and the border radius will be 6 pixel like others, and the color will be a white text color, and let's reload, And here we have got our button that's pretty unshaped. So here we're going to give some padding and some spacing, and also we're going to fix the text decoration. We'll say text hyphen decoration, that's none. That will avoid the underline, right? And let's apply the padding. So its padding is going to be like from top and bottom, uh, 10 pixel, from left right 16 pixel. I don't want to remove the I don't want to preserve the actual width, so it will automatically increase the width, right? So this is how it looks. Let's go and apply the font weight as well. We'll say 600, and font size as well, we'll say 20 pixel. Save, and let's reload this. So it is looking like this. Now this thing needs to be in the center, right? We have given a display inline block, so obviously we cannot use to make that thing center. Or it is an inline block, so we have a block level feature as well. Try this margin, top and bottom 0, left right auto, save, and let's reload. And this isn't working. So text line, center, and margin is not going to work if you have used this plain line block. So we'll simply go and use our trick of div. So here we have this div class, and either you can use an inline style because that's just a simple style. We'll send the text hyphen align, that's going to be center. Save, and let's reload. And now it is in the center, right? Now we're going to apply the margin around the button because that's too close to the divider. We'll say margin from top and bottom 20 pixel, from left right 0. Let's reload. So this is how it is looking. That's really cool. And looks like this text has a smaller size than what I have given. So instead of 420, we'll say 17 pixel. Save, and let's reload this thing. So it is like this. Observe another thing, there is a little space than what I have given to this. So instead of top 20 pixel, fine, left right 0, but bottom I will say 10 pixel. Save, and let's reload, and kind of like bit better, or I can say 7. Yes, so it is little expected, right? Now the next thing what we have to do, this create a page for celebrity brand or business text we have to add. Let's go to the index.html, and that is out of the card. So let's close our card. We're done with our card work. So here we're gonna say div, and here we add a text with href, and the return is create a page. Create a page, and there is another text that's for celebrity business. Okay, so we'll use an span for that, and we'll add that text, and here this p will be capital. Save, and here we're gonna say class create page. Okay, so we'll use this class, copy, and let's go style.css file, and here we're gonna say create page, and within this create page we have anchor tag, and that is nothing but create a page. Here we are gonna say the text decoration, that's none, and the color is going to be black, so I will simply use the parent class to add the color. Text decoration none. We'll use the font hyphen weight, that's 500, or better 600. Go with 600. Let's reload this stuff, and here it looks like this create a page. So it needs to be in black color, so we'll use this create page itself, and here we're gonna say color, that is going to be the black. Okay, let's reload, and this isn't working because text decoration is coming after that, and maybe it has higher precedence. So I'll simply say color, that is black. Save, and let's reload. Now it is black. Now this needs to be in the center, so on the top we'll say text hyphen line, that's center. Save, let's reload. Now it is in the center. Now it needs to have some space around it, right? And on the hover there is a line, right? Let's go and have some space around it. The margin from top and bottom 20 pixel, from left right 0. Let's go and reload. I'm just assuming that looks like 20 pixel to me, and that isn't that is just for the text, that's an inline element, and that isn't working. So we are going to apply padding the parent element, we'll simply say padding from top and bottom 20 pixels, from left right 0. Let's go and reload. Now it is looking better. As you can see, as we are moving with the design, we're creating this form bit by bit. The Facebook is going down, down, and down, right? And this is not the thing. This Facebook is exactly vertically centered element, right? So we have to fix this, and this is a very simple trick to fix this. The whole thing is within the container. Let me show you. And here you see we have a content. Within this we have the left element. So here we have this is our logo container, and here we have our login form. Save this. So these two are the things, and this is our main container. Main container, right? What we are going to do, we'll use this class. Save this. I think we already have that class in our style sheet. Content, and then we have a div. We'll simply say vertical align, that's top. Save. Let's reload, and you see the Facebook is on the top. Now everything will start from the top instead of going down, right? Now what we have to do, we have to give some space on the top of this Facebook, right? So we'll use the Facebook logo class itself. Here we have this F logo, right? So here if you go left content, there is a class F logo. Let's copy this and let's go to the style sheet and find out where we have used this class. So here we have used this class. We'll simply say F logo, and it has a margin. You can use the margin. So it has a margin from top, that's I believe 112 pixel, from left right 0, and from bottom it's 16 pixel. Save. Let's go and reload. Now it is exactly in the center, and as design is like looking a bit similar, right? Not exactly, little bit of font are different, right? The fonts are a little bit of different. If you remove this thing and if you remove this thing, then you can observe this two design. Only the font a little bit of differ, right? And on the card there is some spacing, and box shadow is a bit different. So you can simply go and observe this box shadow. What's that? Inspect and hover this card, and here you see the box shadow. Yeah, let's copy this box shadow, how it is used here. So there is a two box shadow. Okay, so let's go, and where is our card? Yeah, here we are going to replace our existing box shadow with the original, and of course we need to add box hyphen shadow text property, and then with the value, that's this. Save. Let's reload our stuff, and now it is similar, right? What we have to do, we have to create some space, because there is a some space before this card and after this card, so we're going to use that. So here we on the card, here we're going to say margin from top. Let's say margin from top, that's 40 pixel, and reload. And not this one, actually you have to reload this one. So now it is in perfect position. So we have to, after giving a margin, okay, bit closer to the original design, right? Now what we have to do, we have to add the footer as well. So this is the footer, right? We have to add the footer, and then we will be done, right? We have to add that footer. So let's copy this text from here, because I don't want to write all of this stuff. Copy. Let's go to the index.html, and here let's close our form, right content, because we are done with the right content, and then we are done with the left content, and also we are done with the content itself. And within the container or after the container, it's up to you. Okay, let's use this. Okay, where we have given our padding, like top and bottom. So within the container we have given this padding top and bottom, and content it has. So it's better to use out of the content. Let's go out of the content. We'll use footer, and within this footer we'll add also a class as well. F Facebook footer, F large footer, say F, because this is for the larger screen, we can say F LG footer, F large footer. And here we're going to say UL, and within this UL we are going to say LI, Actually, we need a couple of UIs. So li multiplied by 10. Let's say 10, maybe 10 works. Or if you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 is required. So 11 li's with anchor tag. And that's all. Hit enter. So here we have our li's with all the text. So we're going to simply go copy and paste. Cut. Paste over here. So here we are going to do this. Save this. We have got all the languages. Next, there is another line that sign up login. So let's copy this, and in between them there is a line that's a divider, so we can use our divider as well. We'll simply say div. We have already created a class for that CSS, so we'll simply reuse that. That's the advantage of CSS, so we don't have to rewrite that. So we have used that class again with UL. And how many LIs are required for that? I guess a lot of LIs are required. 1, 2, 3, 26. So 26 LIs are required. Li multiplied with 26, and then an ID tag. So here we have got our 26 LIs, and everything is hard coded. Just simply copy this stuff and paste over here. Right. Let's go and copy one by one. Cut, paste. So finally, we have got our languages as well as all the Facebook links, right? Let's reload this stuff. And here you see we have got all the links as well as we have got our dividers. What we have to do, let's observe this. It has spacing around it. And I believe this footer is again 980 pixel for the largest screen. You simply go for the FLG footer. We'll use this class, copy, and let's go to the style sheet, style.css, and let's go to that. And here we're gonna say this FLG footer, and within this we have a direct children UL, and not that one first. Let's remove this, and first let's give it a width to this. That's again 980 pixel, and that's pixel, that's px, and save this and see. So after applying the width, it is not visible, right? So width, and let's give it a background color so we can observe the design. Red, save, and let's, now the 980 pixel width is applied. What we have to do, we have to make this thing to the right side, right? It will be aligned left to each other. So here we go index.html, and within this UL we have an allies, right? So simply go F, and here we'll say F hyphen LG footer, and within this footer we have UL, and within this UL we have li, and here we're going to say display, that's inline block. Save and reload, and now everything is in single line, right? Now this thing, this red block needs to be in the center, right? So that is FLG footer. We'll simply go margin from top and bottom 0, left, right, auto. Save, reload. Now this is in the center. Obviously it's time to give it some space to this. So here we have a space around, like, looks like 20 pixel. So from top and bottom 20 pixel, left, right, auto. Let's go and reload, and we got our space, and 20 looks less. Let's give it 40 and reload. Now 40 looks too high, so let's give it 30 pixel. Okay, this is the observation. Here reload, and yeah, looks accurate. Now we have to remove this background color, so this will look bad, right? Let's reload, and now it is looking like this. We have to give a spacing around this every text, and we already have the li with a display inline block. Simply say margin from top and bottom 0, from left, right a 5 pixel. Save, so it will create some space. Yes, exactly. Now what I want to give UL some space from the bottom and from the top, right? So let's decrease this margin from top 30 pixel. Okay, from top 30 pixel, from left right auto from the bottom. I will say instead of 30, we'll say 20 pixel. So we can apply 10 pixel to the UL, right? Save, and here we'll go reload this thing. And it will use 10 pixels. Save. Oh, that's wrong. That is fine. Top and bottom 10 pixel, right? Here from the for the UL, we are gonna say f hyphen lg footer, and for UL, you need to apply some space. You see, this divider is too close to this, right? So we'll say from margin hyphen bottom, let's say 20 pixel, or yeah, try 20 pixel. Reload, and that's too much space. Let's simply say 10 pixel, and looking better, right? Also, this has to let's see the design again. Yeah, this has to have some space, and margin from top, let's say 10 pixel. Save, and let's go and reload, and here it is fine, right? Looking correct. What we have to do, we have to remove the text decoration and all those stuff, right? So we'll simply go f hyphen lg footer, and ul. Within ul we have li, and within li we have a, and here we are gonna say that's text hyphen decoration, that's none, and that's all. Saved, and let's reload. And the color we need to fix, right? And so color, for the color we're gonna say hash, what's the color we have used for the divider? D2D2. Let's use this, and here we're gonna say please save. Let's reload, and that's too faded. Here we're gonna say 777. Save, reload, and looking nice, right? You have to give font size as well, and the font size needs to be font hyphen size, that's 14 pixel, I guess. The 14 pixel is by default, so we're given the wrong one, right? 14 is by default, so we have to give it a 12 pixel. Save and reload, and you see looking exactly like Facebook, right? So this is how we have designed the front end in the large screen. So here we have created our Facebook clone with HTML and CSS, right? Now we are going to create the small version of the same design, right? Let's go to the Facebook login page, and let's click on this toggle option. And after toggle, let's reload this if you want to load the mobile version of it, right? So here we have loaded this mobile version. The difference you can observe over here is there is a strip, the yellow header with a icon mobile, and on the right side there's a get Facebook for Android and browse faster, right? Next we have a smaller Facebook logo that we can resize it. There is no code, and this input text a little bit different than what we have created in the larger screen. Login button, forgotten password, create new button, account buttons, all are same, a little bit a difference in the size. And on the footer we have very less information, that's just a couple of language support with about, help more, and Facebook incorporation, right? So we are going to create the same one, right? For that we need to get this Facebook icon, right? Let's inspect this icon, let's inspect this, and here you see here this is an icon. This is not an image icon, but this is a font icon, right? And I'm not sure I can find the same icon anywhere else. So I will simply try to find an image exactly similar like that. So we'll use a flat icon for that. We'll see flat icon, and let's go to that website, flat icon. And here we're gonna search for mobile. You can get some icon, some free icons, right? Mobile, search for the mobile. And the good part of this platform is you can manipulate the color of the icon. Okay, that's cool thing. So here this one looks similar, but that is, I don't think that's a free one. Let's go and icons, click on this icons, and what do you have? The free versions is down. Looks like this one a bit closer to what I have over here, and there is a user as well within this icon. So let's go with any icon, that would be fine. Okay, let's try this one, or maybe this one. Let's try this one. Let's click on this, and here you're going to see this icon is here, and you can modify the color. So simply click on this edit icon, and here after, if you are a logged in user, then you'll get this option to modify the color. Now I don't know what's the color of that icon, so I will simply see the color of this text. So this is the icon color. Let's copy this, go to here, and let's click on this, and here we'll simply paste that color. Let's click this, and we have got this color, similar color, right? So we'll simply click on this download button, and there is a version we can use SVG, FPS, CSS. Let's download as a image icon, right? So let's download 32 pixel of this design. Here it got downloaded. Let's go and show in Finder, and here we have, let's cut it from here, cut or maybe copy, and where is desktop? Here we're gonna say 2021, YouTube, Facebook clone, assets, and here we are going to paste our item. Okay, so we have got our cell icon. Let's go and check this thing, assets. So here we have our cell icon. Let's rename this, and instead of -1, I will simply say cell -phone png, and here is our icon that's visible, right? That's 32 pixel. So we have got our icon, right? Now let's go for the let's go move ahead for our design. So this is our responsive mode, and we have, it's totally looking bad, right? We have to fix this design first. Let's go, and we have given a width of 980 pixel to the container. That's why it is scrollable. It should not be scrollable. So we will use 100% width for that. Let's go to the index.html page, and within this container we have this content. Let's copy this content, or you can also find that content in the style sheet with the existing design, right? So here we have our content. Let's copy this. We'll simply override everything. We'll redesign for the smaller screen. So let's assume our design is for media, that is for width. Assume the max width, max hyphen width, 980 pixel, right? So for 980 pixel, everything will be fine. 980 pixel and above the 980 pixel, everything will look fine. But for things less than 980 pixel, we'll change the design, right? We'll simply say width. We'll simply paste that thing, or even first observe the design. So we'll see that. We'll say the background color or the content. Yeah, let's use a container. Container, here we're going to say background color will be red if the screen size is less than 980 pixel. Let's reload this, and you see the screen's background color is now, container background color is red in case of screen size less than 980 pixel. But when the screen size is large, right, so this is like 75, and how to observe that. So you see now the screen size is 1080 pixel. Everything is looking fine, right? Because the screen size is 1080 pixel. Here we are gonna change, if you are going to change the screen size, now background color is red, is because we have given this, right? So actually we don't need to change anything in the container, except we need to change things in the content. Here we have given a width of 980 pixel that we will make 100%. And for the margin, let's have 20 pixel for the moment, and let's reload the stuff. So you see immediately our block, our form block is after this logo, right, instead of being on the right side. So this first thing we have fixed, right? So whatever the screen size, that container size will be that one. Okay, next thing what we have to do, we have to remove this 980 pixel from the bottom also. So you see on the right side there's a white space, is because of this footer. This footer is again larger in size, right? So we have to fix that one too. So let's copy that footer, copy, and let's paste, or even you, that is for the larger screen, right? So you can simply hide that footer. I don't want that footer for the larger screen, so we'll simply say display, that's none. So I don't want that footer. Reload, another footer gone, and the extra white space is also gone, right? That is absolutely as per our expectation. Now we want to remove the padding which we have given, like around 72 pixel on the top and the bottom 112 pixel. That is totally unnecessary. You see over that 72 pixel, the green space, you see that 72 pixel padding from top and the bottom 112 pixel. So we are going to remove that one too. So that is within the container. Let's copy this container and paste over here. And for this container, I want the same background color. So we'll remove this background color because I don't want to change my background color. Instead, I will change the padding top. Let's have from top 0, and from bottom, let's say 20 pixel. Save and reload. And see, immediately everything is gone, right? The space too much reduced. Here there is a white strip again. That is because of what? That is because of the margin top. So we need to have 20 pixel padding, and that is fine. Not more than 20 because it has a margin. The content has a margin of 20 pixel. That's the reason we were getting the white space. To see the content, it has a margin of 20 pixel, right? So if we have the margin 20 pixel, then we'll see the white space. If you want to avoid that, then I'll apply the same amount of padding. So that 20 pixel, right? Now it's time to change the font, Facebook font size, like icon size. So we'll simply say f hyphen logo, and within this we have an image, and here we'll say height, let's say 50 pixel. Reload. And that is very small, and that is the expectation. But as because of margin, negative margin, that gone inside the screen, we'll say margin that's 0 and reload. Now it is fine, right? But we want to remove the margin, additional margin, and we don't want to show this f code. We'll simply say f hyphen code display none and reload. Now the code gone, only the Facebook logo left. So here we're going to give a negative margin, margin from top and bottom, let's say negative 20 pixel, from left right auto. Okay, so it will reduce some space, or even you can like 40 pixel, and even if you want to decrease, like 50 pixel. Save and see, now it is closer to the actual Facebook logo. If you go and observe this one, this is fine. Now it needs to be in the center, right? So the image has a margin of 12 pixel, and auto is not working. That's directly applied on that. Let's see why isn't working. Let's observe this design. So here we have got a margin, and this is our f logo container. So everything is going out of the margin, right? Also we have to remove this f logo because we have given too much negative space, and that's the reason it's in the bad shape. It's because of the Facebook logo that has a lot of space around it. Can't fix it right now, but let's fix our f logo. We can remove the additional space on the top. F hyphen logo, and what it has, f logo has this margin, right? So let's go and remove that as well. So here the margin 112 pixel from top, we'll say top 0, and from left right 0, and from bottom 16 pixel will be fine, I guess. Reload this, and now it is perfect, right? Now the things needs to be in the center. The Facebook logo needs to be in the center. And why isn't it center? We need to fix this logo also. We need to fix this logo in the center, right? So here we go and inspect this thing. So if you inspect this, this is the logo container, and that is actually out of the container. It's because of, told you, right? It has a lot of negative margin, and it's because of the Facebook taking so much space around it. Either you change the image or do it with the negative margin. So the space, you can see the consumed, this is the left content, right? So this left content needs to be 100%, and then this will be fine, right? It has a negative padding as well. So here we go, and then content, and then we have container. The container has a width of 100%. The content has a width of 100%, and then left content has a width of 580 pixel. Let's fix that too. So where is content? Content needs to be 100% and left content, right? So here we're gonna say dot left content. Here we're gonna say width. That's 100%. Save instead of 580 pixel. Save. So left content with given 100%, that is applied. And here we have F logo. That is fine. Right content here, and would the additional thing taking so much space? Yeah, that is fine. So if we change the size, this is gonna look like this. Okay, let's keep it here. Okay, now we have to fix this. We have to make this logo in the center, right? Also, we need to change this form. So this right content, we have a right content. We have no width for that, but we have width 396 pixel for the card. So we're gonna add that too. We'll say card, and we're gonna say width. That is going to be 100%. Save. Let's reload this thing, and that's looking fine. Okay, width is 100%, but width is 100% in case of 980 pixel. Yes. The right content we have to set with 100% because the display is inline block and it's taking only the required space for it. So if you set this 100%, then card will automatically take the full space. Here we go, and for the right content, left content, as well as for the right content, left right content, we're going to say width, that is 100%. Save. I think we haven't used this right content class anywhere else in this CSS style sheet. Right, fine. Yeah, nowhere except we have here. So that is right content. Let's reload this, and you see our content Facebook form is taking the full space. This is what I was expecting. Now I want to remove the box shadow and everything from the card so I can make this match with the background, right? So simply say box hyphen shadow, that's none, and box shadow none, and that's all. Save, and let's reload this thing. You see it is no background, no box shadow. Also we'll change the container background color. So we'll go and container, we'll say the background color of the container is going to be white, so it will match with the card and it will look like a part of the screen. Okay, now it is looking like this. Cool. We have this Facebook, right? And so here we have to make this Facebook look in the center, and this is the container and it has a negative margin, right? 100 times I've told you, so don't think I don't know anything. So here we have this F logo container, and it has the logo itself has a lot of negative margins, so that's why it is looking outside, but it is going to work exactly fine. So F logo, here we have this. It has 16 pixels on the bottom. Content, left content, here is this F logo, and this is the image. So we'll first give this image an inline block property so we can use the text line property. We'll simply say display inline block, and within the what we have within the F logo, right? F logo, here we're gonna say top and bottom, margin top and bottom, 0, left right, auto. Save and reload, and that is in the expectation. It's yeah, here we say text hyphen align center because image is an inline element, and here you see we have got our Facebook exactly in the center. So this is exactly looking like what we have just seen, except you can change the font size and color also. We need to add a yellow strip over here for the small header. So we'll create a new one. For that, we'll simply add a div. Here we'll say class, that is fix hyphen m hyphen header. So that shows a mobile header, right? And this is visible only in the smallest screen. Say copy and style.css fix m header, and here we're going to put our content, right? So let's go and add the content as well. So within this fix m header, I will add an img tag. With our source we have assets, and within that we have cell phone img. In case image broken, then we'll use the text Android, and then we have a span, and here we're going to add this text. That's get Facebook for Android and browse faster. Say simply get Facebook for Android and browse faster. Save, and let's use this fix header class, the background color and other stuffs. Here we're gonna say fix m header, and that is fine. The background color will choose. The background color will be, I don't know what's the color exactly. Let's go and inspect. Here we have this background color. Copy and paste. The text color also required. Text color, I believe this is the text color. And here we are gonna say color, paste this. So this is a text color, save, and the image is already in that color, right? We have picked it from the flat icon. Save, and we see we have got this Facebook logo, right? This thing needs to be in the center. So we are gonna do this in center. Right, so we'll make this in the center. Also, here we're gonna say, as both the elements are inline elements, so we can use the text property on that. And here see the text line center. Also, there is, we are going to use fix m header. There is a span, comma, fix m header, and there is img tag. So vertical align is going to be top, right? Save, reload, and it's coming from the top. You can also change the icon if you want. I'm going to apply some padding around it. So from top and bottom, 10 pixel, left, right, 0. And now we have some space. Now this get Facebook for Android and browse faster needs to be in the center. All right, so here vertical top, or maybe center. That isn't working. So vertical top would be fine. So here this is the vertical top, and also we can change the font size. Font size, let's say 14 pixel. 14 pixels is the default size. Say 16. Reload, and now the font size is a bit larger. Get Facebook for Android. A font weight also needs to be updated. Font. So it will apply the font weight in the children also. 400. Save. Okay. Didn't work 400. Let's try 500. And looking a little bit bolder, right? Also, we need to apply the top so we can have some spacing around it, right? So we'll give this fix m header a position of like relative, and then we'll use fix m header. Within this, we have span tag, that's for the text. And again, we'll give it a position relative, so we can use the top left property, and we'll change the flow within the document. It's a top 20 pixel. Save. And this is like this. There is another option if you are not like getting the complete idea how to do this. The another option is you can, instead of giving padding 10 pixel, we can give it a thing like height instead of padding. Height, let's say 40 pixel. Save, reload, and 40 pixel is a little less, then give it a 50 pixel height. And this is better, right? 50 pixel is Better. Now we can use a line height for the span. So here we're going to say line height of 50 pixel. So it will be exactly in the center. Okay, our text is exactly in the center. Now we can design this icon by using the position property. So let's use fix m header, and within that we have an img, and here we're going to say position relative because you want this to be with the flow of the document. And if you want to know more about position, watch my HTML CSS fundamental course. To the top, I will apply 10 pixel, right? I hope 10 pixel will work. Reload, and this is exactly in the center. So this is how we have created, and there is a lot of space, and we can remove that container. Yeah. So within the container, we have a margin of what do we have? We have a padding at top of 20 pixel. So let's remove that padding top 20 pixel because we have given a white background. So not required. Also, we have to remove space from the content. That's again, content has a margin of 20 pixel, right? So we have to remove that also. Where is content? Content has a margin of 20 pixel. So here we're going to say margin, that's top and bottom 0, and left right will be auto. Save, reload. Now it is exactly perfectly looking like the Facebook. Also, we need to update the input as well. So we can update, just need to observe what's the background color. So the background color for that, I think this one. So here we go and say, yeah, input container. Within this, we have input, and with a type that is going to be text, and again container input with a type that is password, right? And here we're going to say background color, that's this one. Save and try this. And this is a bit closer. Also, we need to apply the box shadow because this has a box shadow. So I'm giving you as a task, right? Try that. And yeah, let's go back and let's create this footer as well. So here we go and create the footer. It's also, if you increase the size, go for the large screen, and there is still a header, right? We need to remove this in the larger screen. So we'll go simply fix m header. We'll say display none, right? And in case of 980 pixel, we'll say fix m header display block. Save and reload. Try that. Go to the smaller screen, and we got our small header. And go to the large screen. No more header. Okay, cool. So here we have this, and we are gonna create the footer as well. So index.html, and let's copy this lang, right? And here we say instead of footer, you can use any other element or even div. That's fine. Here we can say ul, give it a class m footer, m hyphen footer. That's for the mobile footer, right? M footer. Let's copy this m footer, save, and don't show in the larger screen. So here we're gonna say m footer display none, but display block in the smallest screen. Display, sorry, display block. Save, reload this, and we got this footer in the small screen, right? We have to remove couple of languages, so we want only 6. Let's remove the other 6 others, right? So the 6 are here, 3 will be one side and 3 will be another side. So here in this m footer, we are going to give it some space to it, display block, and we'll say width, that is, let's say 200 pixel. Save and reload. And also let's give it a margin from top and bottom 0, left right auto, save, reload, right? Now we have to remove this bullet, so we'll go m footer. Within that we have ul, then we have li. So simply say list style none, save and reload. Now here we're going to say li display inline block, so it will be line or line like this. And the design, if you observe, there is design a bit different, right? So we have to fix that. Instead of giving li like that, let's go to the index.html, and here we're going to say close this ul, save. So these two ul will be float. Okay, instead of having a display inline block here, simply remove this, and here we'll say m footer. In that you have ul, and here we're going to say display, that's inline block, right? And let's go and reload. So here it is like that within the 200 pixel. Or the second option you can do, instead of displaying inline block, you can do like float left and float right. So ul, and here we're going to say a first child, we're going to say float left, and m footer ul, last child, there is only two elements, right? Say float, that is right. Go and reload, and here see we got the exact design whatever we were expecting, right? Float left and float right. Now here within this m hyphen footer ul, we have li, then we have a, we'll say text hyphen decoration, that's none. The color is going to be hash 777, save, let's reload. Okay, so this is a size, the English UK is bold, leaving up to you for the as a homework, as a task, right? And there is a bottom text like about, help, and home. Also you can increase the spacing, like this there is a very less spacing, right? So you can increase that too. The highest size width will be for the smallest. So for the smallest size I'm expecting, let's say 300. There is no phone whose width is less than 300. So expect that, and it is gonna like that. If you even think that's high, then you can increase 250 and say that's closer to the actual design. Next we are having the home elements like about, help, and more. So let's go and about, help, and more, index.html, and after this ul, here we'll use a div and we'll clear the floats. Whenever you're using float, then it's very important to clear that float, otherwise your coming elements will be unorganized. Okay, we say div, and here's a class links or nav, whatever you want, and here we're going to say a href, and here we're going to say what is that, that is about, help, and more. Just create this a 3 times, about, help, and more. Okay, let's copy this href, add a hash, save this link, and go and reload, and here it is looking like. So we can make this thing in center. Simply go and say, or I can do one thing here, instead of using this m footer, right? M footer and ul. I can take everything inside that. Simply close, cut, paste, save. Try that, and this is fine, right? and this is bad because there is the last child is not this one. Okay, so m footer, here I can say m footer and I can create a div, paste over here, add a class. I will say m hyphen f hyphen lang, so m footer lang, just copy, save, go to the style sheet. With m footer, we are gonna say mf lang, mf lang, save this and reload. Now it is fine. Okay, mf lang. So here go index.html and clear both. And now we can use this style directly over here. Simply say text align, that's already in the center, text hyphen line center. So now it is in the center. We can give it to the spacing, right? So we'll use this links that is inside the m footer. M footer, and within that we have links, and within links we have anchor tags, right? And here we're gonna say display inline block, and here we're gonna have margin from top and bottom 0, from left right 10 pixel. Save, reload. Now here we're gonna say text hyphen decoration none, reload, and the color is going to be hash 333, and the font weight is going to be 500. Save, reload. Okay, the color is too high, let's say 700. Okay, cool. So we have got about help more, and there's a last thing, that's Facebook incorporation, right? So here we go and add another text within the m footer, because this whole thing will not be visible in the larger screen, right? Say div and simply say Facebook inc. Here we'll simply say style and font weight, that's 600, and also text align, that's the center. Save, reload. So we got our Facebook Inc, and we can say margin top and bottom 10 pixel, left right 0, and the color is going to be like hash 777. Save, reload. Now it is looking exactly like Facebook, right? So this is what we have created with the help of HTML, CSS, right? Let's see the larger screen as per the expectation. So this is what we have created with the help of HTML and CSS. This is the larger screen Facebook homepage clone, and this is the home screen, small screen, mobile version Facebook homepage clone. Forget to like, share, and subscribe. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.